also we'll see some case studies, some future trends and outlooks. So by the end of this talk, you'll be able to know what is basics and advanced of quantum computing, what is the quantum inspired algorithms and how it is going to be implemented in IoT-based computing, then the transformative potentials of integrating quantum and the edge computing. Next, we'll see the future trends for that. So these things we have already discussed in the last session. How we are making intelligent one IoT device. So here we are having 3 platforms. Maybe it is not clear to the last, but I'll send the slides, then it will be clear. You can take a overlook. What are the devices mentioned here? Edge platform, number of devices, platforms, everything is mentioned there. Similarly, IoT platform, what are the basic points? Manufacturing industry, your data team, how all these things are working. And last one is application, how you are going to integrate. So it is reducing latency, bandwidth, all these things we have already discussed. Just an overlook of the last session. Now let's see what are the challenges present in intelligent edge, or you can say the artificial intelligence when you are going to implement inside the edge devices. So basically these are the 4 challenges present. First thing is high resource consumption. So it is taking your memory, it is taking high power and CPU utilization when you will implement all the AI models inside the IoT devices. Second, it is struggling with the large scale optimization. If your problem is very big, then optimizing the data whatever you have collected from the IoT devices using AI, it is very difficult, the optimization. Third is inability to handle the NP hard problems. So if your problem deals with one NP hard, then for artificial intelligence, it cannot going to solve all these NP hard problems using your artificial intelligence. Next is security vulnerabilities in the distributed system. If you are having a single system, then it is easier for you to solve the problem using artificial intelligence. But if your problem is distributed over multiple domains, then it is very difficult to solve using artificial intelligence. So due to these 4 challenges of artificial intelligence, we will move forward to the next technique, which is called your quantum computing. So all of you heard about quantum computing because nowadays research is very much blooming in the quantum computing direction. So we'll discuss some basics. So diagram is basically showing you how the low power consumption, ultra low latency and all these things whatever is written, those things are integrated inside the edge computing. So before going to this quantum inspired algorithms, I'll go to the basic slides of quantum computing. What is quantum computing? Then we'll come to this one. So we know that whatever our system is present, classical computers, they are working in 0 and 1 bit. Okay? But quantum computing, their basic is from the quantum mechanics. So if anybody is from physics, then you can relate how quantum mechanics is working. Quantum computing is having 3 states. One is 0, one is 1 and another is the combination of 0 and 1. So at a time, the bits can be present in 0 as well as in 1. So that is called your superposition. That is called your superposition state. So from the diagram you can see, this is north pole, this is south pole. So suppose this is your 0 position, this is 1 position. 1 position will be present here, which is the combination of both 0 and 1. So whatever problem you are having, that problem can be solved using the 3 bits, 0, 1 separately as well as combination of both 0 and 1. That state is called your superposition state. So whenever you are going for quantum thing, so you need to know there are 3 states present. First state is your 0, second state is your 1 and third state is your 0 plus 1, that is called your superposition state. Okay. Next is your entanglement. So these are basic terms you need to know before going to quantum computing. Entanglement is whenever one state's input is going to affect other state's input. Simultaneously, one state output is also going to affect other state's output. That is called your entanglement basically. So you know that we are having three states, 0, 1 and 0 plus 1. So this state is combination of 0 and 1. So suppose my work is present here, its output is going to affect 0 plus 1 state. Similarly, this state output is going to again affect this one state's output. Then that is called your entanglement. Next is your quantum tunneling. Quantum tunneling is basically saying the problems which are not solvable using the classical computers, that are going to be solved using the quantum computers by creating a tunnel. So what is a tunnel now? Tunnel is will provide a solution for the same problem using the 3 bits. So it is not a straightforward answer, but the answer will be given using the 3 step. So you can say there is the probability of 2 to the power 3. So solution can be in the space of 2 to the power 3. So that is called your quantum tunneling. Next we are having some other terms are also present. Gates. So there are multiple gates, like in your digital logic you have seen your basic gates and or XOR NOR, those gates are present. Similarly, in quantum computing you are utilizing these many gates. The first gate is your Hadamard gate, and it is utilizing 1 qubit. This is the circuit symbol and the matrix representation is this. And what this Hadamard gate is doing, it transforms a basic state into an even superposition of the 2 basic states. What does it mean? So we had 3 states, 0, 1 and 0 plus 1 state. Now what is it the Hadamard gate is saying? It is saying either using this state or using this state or using the combination of these 2 states, that is the superposition state, you will get the answer. That is the Hadamard gate is doing. Next is your T gate. T gate is also using 1 qubit. Now question is, what is qubit? Qubit is those states. 0 is a qubit, 1 is a qubit and 0 plus 1 is also a qubit. So 3 qubits we are having. And the gate is utilizing 1 qubit here. This is the circuit symbol. This is the unitary matrix. And what is doing? It adds a relative phase shift of pi by 4 between contributing the basic states. So it is doing the phase shifting, one phase to other phase. Similarly, another gate is there inside T, not one gate, 3 gates, X, Y and Z. So how much phase shift will do? X gate is having pi by 4, Y gate is having pi by 8 and Z gate is having pi by 12 phase shift. So all are coming under this T gate. Next is your C0 gate. So C0 gate is reversible analog to your classical XOR gate. Okay. So it is basically utilizing the 2 qubits and the symbol is this, the matrix is this. Similarly, this is the advanced gate of quantum. Normally if you go for the programming, these gates we are not going to use. This is for advanced programming of quantum computing, the Toffoli gate. But I have given us these are existing, you need to know. Next is your Pauli Z. So Pauli Z is relative phase shift of pi between the contributing basic states. Z rotation, it is doing the relative phase shift of phase shift by theta. And NOT gate is normal NOT gate, what we are reading in the digital analogs. So how the quantum is working? You are having 3 steps, 0, 1 and 0 plus 1. Then you are having these gates. Each gate is having a particular work, like your AND gate, OR gate, NOR gate, those are doing. Similarly for quantum, as we are having the 3rd state, or you can say the superposition state, for that only basically these gates are designed. Otherwise 0 and 1 can be done using your AND or NOT, all those gates. Only for that superposition all these gates are coming, because you working under that third gate, or you can say the third position, the superposition. That's why all these things you need to know. If you want to skip this one, you can skip, because this is for advanced programming only. Other things are required in the basic part. So here I have taken one example, then it will be clear how it is working. So this is a graph. This is a Max-Scott graph. If you have remembered, Max-Scott, mean problem, all those are there in your discrete mathematics. Yes, graph theory, discrete mathematics. So Max-Scott problem is dividing the graph into two subgraphs, and how you are going to divide that, that is the NP-complete problem only. Okay. So how the quantum circuits are going to solve this problem? Now you can see this is the quantum circuit designed for this graph only. So it will provide the number of states, all these 0, 1 and 0 plus 1 state, they will provide you the quantum circuit in multiple states, N1, N2, N3 and N4. They are designing this graph. So we are having 4 nodes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Their edges connection also they have given. Now which type of gate you are going to utilize, that is written downside. And some mathematical things are also written. So how the transform is happening, swap is also one gate present. So which gate you are going to collaborate and how you are going to mix all those things. So this is the Gantt chart representing this diagram only. This diagram is represented in the Gantt chart. So how the quantum is working for this? It is designing the nodes as well as their links, and then it will provide you which node will be present in which state. So suppose 0 will work on Q1, or 1 will work on Q4, or the combination will work on Q2 and Q3. Then the problem is going to be solved. So basically, if it is not understandable, then I can say that suppose one problem is there which is very difficult to solve in classical computers, or maybe you can say it is taking too large time and computation is very high, computation is very high. Then using the quantum computer, it is going to solve that problem in the 3 states. How the 3 states are working? 0 and 1, 2 states. So we can say that the solution will be either in 0 or in 1. But if you have a third state, which is the combination of 0 plus 1, then the solution can be provided using that state only. So if it is NP hard to solve using 0 and 1 state, then the solution can be present in the P time using that 0 plus 1 state, because it is combining both the advantage of 0 and 1 states. Clear? So this is how the quantum computing is working. Now let's see in edge computing what is its advantage. Now go to this slide. What are the quantum inspired algorithms? There are multiple algorithms present in quantum. We'll see one by one. But in edge computing, basically we'll take the quantum principles, superposition, entanglement and tunneling, we have already discussed. Solve the large scale optimization problem. Okay, so you need to know what are the application areas of quantum computing. First application is your optimization problems. Whenever you are having the optimization problem, it is best to solve using the quantum computing rather than going for artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is not suitable for optimization problems. Second thing is, if you are having cryptographic problems, so all of you know cryptography. So all the cryptographic problems are going to be provide best solution using quantum computing. Artificial intelligence is not going to help you in the cryptographic problems. Third is efficient resource constrained environment like your IoT, where resource utilization is very less, or we are having low powered devices. There the quantum is working very fast rather than the artificial intelligence. Third is, it is addressing all the limitation to the artificial intelligence. And what are the limitations? we have already discussed these four limitations. Artificial intelligence is not working at all, which is going to be solved by the quantum computing. Now this is the comparison of AI and quantum. Normally everyone is utilizing AI, but there are disadvantages, and quantum is going to be provide the best solution for that. So these are the features. Feature wise, how both are different. Optimization capability, processing speed. Quantum computers are very fast than the classical computers. Then scalability, energy efficiency, real-time decision making, hardware and flexibility, algorithm focus, strengths, weakness, examples, then your deployment. So I'll share the slides, you can read it. These are giving the outlines for where to implement the AI and where to implement the quantum computing. So these things we have discussed. Now how quantum computing works. These are the domains actually where the quantum computing is working. So we are having multiple algorithms present in the quantum computing. Each algorithm is having a implementation area. You cannot say that if I am having 5 algorithms inside quantum computing, I can use all 5 in the problems. No. Every algorithm is having a specific domain. So now you can see if your area is combinational optimization. So there is a specific algorithm designed for combinatorial optimization in the quantum computing. That algorithm is best suitable. If you are having, suppose, finding the states, ground states, then where you are going to implement that, or what are the algorithms present. Similarly, your dynamical simulation, your error correction, your compilation, then machine learning. Machine learning is your quantum inspired AI algorithms. So that is a different branch, how you are going to integrate AI with quantum computing. So AI is having its disadvantages, quantum is going to overcome that. But if you are going to combine both quantum and AI, then you will provide the best solution for a particular problem. So that is also one area of research, how the machine learning and the quantum computing can be integrated. Similarly, other domains are also mentioned, like mathematical applications, in which applications you can go for, graph theory applications, how you will solve that. And here in this slide we are having the basics of quantum computing, like we discussed superposition, tunneling, entanglement, coherence. So coherence is another term used in quantum computing where you are mixing multiple states. Superposition is 0, 1 and 0 plus 1 state. Entanglement is the output of one state is going to provide its impact on the output of other state. Tunneling is those problems cannot be solved using classical computer. You are going to solve using quantum computer, providing certain parameters there. That is your tunneling. So a tunnel you are creating and bypassing that tunnel through the quantum computing. Next is coherence. Coherence is you are mixing multiple states. If I am having 0 state, 1 state and 0 plus 1 state, I can combine all three to provide a single state. That is the advantage of quantum. So that is called your coherence. So these four are the 4 parameters of quantum computing, and utilizing these 4 parameters you can solve all these problems mentioned around. Your microenvironment, your magnetic fields, drug design, enzyme reaction, then wave particle duality, renewable energy, photosynthesis, qubit, storage, transmission, energy transfer, then cell signaling. So all these are the possible areas, research areas of quantum computing. You can't say that quantum is having all mathematical stuffs, so we can't utilize. Everywhere you can utilize quantum computing, where optimization problem is there, where your solution space is very large, and you can say where the cryptographic solutions need. So all these things can be solved using the quantum computing parameters. And this is the comparison of your quantum algorithms and classical algorithms. So classical algorithms that we are utilizing in this computer, those are called your classical algorithms, your limited scalability, slow optimization. Quantum algorithms are faster, scalable and energy efficient. Your example is your routing optimization in the IoT systems. So there are multiple routing paths are present whenever you are sending any message, and you can also implement multiple routing algorithms present nowadays with the classical system. But if you go for the optimization of the routes, that is NP complete problem specifically, so we cannot solve using the classical computers. We will go for the quantum inspired algorithms to solve this routing optimization. And here we have given the running time complexity in the three algorithms. The first is your classical algorithm, which is linear search algorithm. Second is your classical with exhaustive research algorithm or exhaustive search algorithms, and third is your Grover's algorithm, that is a quantum inspired algorithm. So one of the algorithms present in quantum is called your Grover's algorithm. So you can see how the time complexity is reduced. It's like 100 times it is going to be reduced if you are using the quantum computing. Now, it is the difference between quantum inspired algorithm and edge intelligence. So last session we have discussed edge intelligence. What are the AI ML models we are going to implement so that the devices will become intelligent, right? Now we see by comparing quantum inspired algorithms and the edge intelligence, which one is the better. So AI struggles with the large scale optimization and quantum inspired algorithms are providing these three solutions. Faster solutions for your NP hard problems, energy efficient computation and improved latency for real time decision making. So for real time decision making, quantum is the best one. This diagram is providing the comparison of quantum computing and the artificial intelligence in terms of your definition, idea, use cases, speed and power and technology type. Okay, so you can check it how the quantum is ruling over the artificial intelligence. Now we see what are the benefits of the quantum algorithms. Scalability. You can go for thousands of IoT networks there. But if you implement using the artificial intelligence, there is some time complexity it is going to be increased. If your artificial intelligence algorithms is taking very large space, then it is going to be very high. Then optimization efficiency. It finds near optimal solutions very quickly, and it is efficient for scheduling, routing and load balancing. So artificial intelligence is not going to help in that. Energy efficiency consumes less power and real-time decision making also we are going to do very fast using the quantum algorithms. So now we'll see the various algorithms present. Mathematically you have to define all these algorithms. So mathematical stops I have not provided in the slide, otherwise it will go beyond the head. So quantum annealing, because first time when I read also, it was for me it was same thing. So by practicing it will come. That's why just the basic parts I have given here so that you can understand how the algorithms are working. So quantum annealing is basically an approximation algorithm. Okay, so those are working in mathematics field, for them it is the best part. They can understand how the approximation algorithm is working, they know it. So it is a classical approximation algorithm and it seeks for the global minimum in a complex optimization problem. Okay, so if your problem is dealing with finding a optimization, global minima, then you will go for this quantum annealing algorithm. You can search the web, will find out all these steps present for the quantum annealing, and how to implement. There is a open platform present for implementing all the quantum inspired algorithm, that is called your Qiskit, Qiskit, provided by IBM. So it is open platform, anybody can use it. Just go and search there, find out the quantum annealing. There is a part present in quantum annealing, and then if you have any problem which is dealing with the optimization or finding out the global minima, then you will go for this algorithm and you can find out literally how the time complexity is going to be reduced. That you can check it. Qiskit. And in terms of your age intelligence, it is going to be used for the task scheduling for the IoT network. And what are the platforms present? D-Wave-Leaf. These are the tools present. Simulated annealing libraries in Python also. PyAnnel, SeamAnnel. These are the names of the libraries which can be imported for using the quantum annealing. Next algorithm is your quantum approximate optimization algorithm. So it is a variational algorithm that combines classical and quantum principles to approximate solutions for combinatorial optimization problems. Last one was your finding global minima problems. This is for your combinatorial optimization problems. So now question comes, we do not have quantum computers. How we can implement this? So what are the simulation platforms present? They are providing you the solution to run on the quantum efficient platform. So if you are using Qiskit, then you will have an idea how the 3 qubits are working, 0, 1 and 0 plus 1. So they will solve the problem using the 3 states, your 0th state, your 1 state and your superposition state. 3 states they will providing the solution. So don't worry that we don't have the quantum computers, how we'll solve. You can also check the simulation platform results in these platforms. Others are also there. I have mentioned in the slides, so you will see that. Okay, now this is mentioned there. IBM Qiskit. This is the free platform, anybody can use. Google is also providing one platform, but that is paid one. Similarly, your Meta, Facebook is also providing one platform for quantum computing, that is also paid one. So IBM Qiskit is free, anyone can use that. Next is your simulated annealing. So simulated annealing, I think everybody heard the name. Basically it is used in the mechanics. Mechanical people, they are always using this solution, simulated annealing, for finding out the optimization. Okay. And it is a very old technique, simulated annealing, like 1960s and 70s. The mechanical people, they have discovered this, and nowadays also people are using this technique. But how the quantum is using this, it will take the basic of this simulated annealing and in the 3 state it is going to implement. So you can imagine how the speed is going to be very high there. Okay. So for example, you will have the energy efficient routing. All the energy efficient routing problems can be solved using the algorithm simulated annealing. And these are the platforms are available. Your SkyPy and Optimize and SeamAnnel. These are the platforms for implementing the simulated annealing algorithm. Next is your tensor networks. So now we are coming for combination of quantum and AI. Last we have seen last session only AI part in the age intelligence basics. Now we have seen how quantum is ruling over AI. Now we'll go for the combination of both quantum and AI. So these are the tensor networks is one algorithm which is combining both artificial intelligence and your quantum inspired algorithms. So it is a framework for compressing and manipulating large data sets using the tensor structures inspired by the quantum mechanics. So if you search tensor network, you'll find out the complete derivation, mathematical derivation of that, how the tensor network is working. So there are multiple stages present. I am not gone through that, like how the one stage output is combined for the other stage. But this is the basic part, why the tensor network is required, and where you can go for the example and what are the platforms present for that. Next is your quantum inspired machine learning, QIML algorithm. So example is your predictive maintenance in IoT devices using the QIML. We are having multiple devices present in our edge. So how we are going for the predictive maintenance? Like this we have discussed in the last session. Sensors hardly its lifetime is 2 to 3 years. After that you have to replace it. Basic sensor. But if you use this quantum inspired machine learning algorithm, you will able to predict the lifetime, and accordingly you can also increase its lifetime. So that is the benefit. And these are the platforms. What are the advantages of quantum inspired algorithm? We have already discussed the faster convergence, ability to handle the complex and high dimensional data, improved efficiency on classical hardware without requiring the quantum systems. We don't have the quantum systems, right? But if the platform is present, we are having the efficiency of the quantum hardware in a classical system. That's why the simulation platform is existing. They are providing you the quantum hardware's efficiency in a classical system. Some of my students, they are asking, whenever I'm giving them this topic, please read this thing. No, we don't have these quantum computers. How we are going to implement? Without implementation, how we'll do? Then this is the answer for them. You just have the simulation platform. You can now find out what a quantum computer can do, and then you analyze your algorithms. You can revise your algorithms and go for the future studies. Now we see the edge computing challenges. What are the challenges? We have seen what is quantum, what are the basic gates required, what are the states present, what are the algorithms present, how we are implementing that in the edge computing. Without implementation, whatever technologies you are having, nobody is going to use that. So how you are going to use your quantum inspired algorithms in the edge computing devices? So first thing is your resource constraintness. We have seen low powered lossy network it is, and whatever the protocols we are having, RPL protocol, routing protocol for low powered lossy network. So we are having all these resource constraints there, limited CPU, limited memory, like we had the discussion. Sensors are having very less storage capacity is very less. So how we'll go for that? Like example, IoT sensors with the minimal power resources. Next challenge is your real-time processing. Need for immediate decision making in applications like your autonomous vehicles. We have already discussed how the autonomous vehicles are working. So for them, we need the immediate solution. Example is your high latency in analyzing video feeds for object detection. Next is your optimization issues. All the mathematics people, they will relate the optimization issues, how they are working. Next, data security and privacy. Your sensitive data processing at the edge requires the robot encryption and privacy. So now here the cryptography is coming. Those are working in cryptography, they will highlight this area, that data security and privacy using the quantum inspired algorithms. So you will provide the privacy inside the sensor itself. So quantum is providing solution to the cryptography people, mathematics people, real-time processing, computer vision people, now the IoT people. So all these areas are going to be combined inside one platform. This is the solution. How the quantum inspired algorithms are providing the solution or address the challenges. First is your resource optimization. What is the problem? Limited resources in the edge devices require the optimal allocation. And the solution, we have already seen the quantum annealing, which is going to do. Finds the most efficient allocation of computational resources. Example is allocating the edge bandwidth across competing IoT applications. So bandwidth optimization is basically doing the simulated annealing. Bandwidth optimization across all all the sensors present in your network. Suppose your network is having 1000 sensors and they all are connected. You need to utilize the best of them. Maybe you can say 50 sensors I want, because the network is very large and whenever the communication is happening, you are utilizing the bandwidth. So I need to reduce that. For that you will utilize the resource optimization, that is your quantum annealing algorithms inside the edge device, or you can say inside the sensors. Then the communication will be very faster and it is utilizing very less number of sensors also. Clear? Where to implement? Next is second problem, we are taking the latency minimization. Time complexity want to reduce. The real time applications need minimum delays. So solution is your quantum annealing optimization algorithm, or QAOA. It optimizes the task scheduling to minimize the latency. Example is your prioritizing the edge tasks based on urgency and complexity. So what are the urgent need? Those devices will be activated, other devices will be stopped, or you can say the power connection will be off at that time to use the latency minimization. Energy efficiency, how the limited, on a limited energy you will make your network working. Like we have discussed, the army people, they are going for the battlefield, so there no connection, nothing is there, and they have to survive for 20 to 30 days with that only. So they need such devices which should have energy efficiency in them. For them, we need to provide a particular algorithm inside the device. Without power also, how those devices can survive for 20 to 30 days. So these are the solutions. Simulated annealing you can use for the energy efficient routes for data transmission. They can use these types of algorithms inside their devices. Next problem is your scalability and network optimization. So increasing the number of edge devices in the IoT network using your sensor networks, and efficiently model and predict the network load for scalable solutions. Example is your clustering edge devices dynamically to balance the network load. Last one is your security and privacy, and here you are going for the quantum inspired machine learning algorithms to detect the anomalous behavior in the real time for security threats. Example is identifying the unauthorized access attempts in IoT ecosystem. Okay, so till this part, are you getting anything or not? So what is the basic idea of this talk is, you need to have compatibility with the quantum computing. Where to utilize quantum computing? Why not go for the artificial intelligence? Because some problems artificial intelligence cannot provide a best solution. For those problems, we will go for the quantum computing. What are the basic parts we need to consider? What are the gates we need to consider? What are the algorithms we need to consider? And for each particular problem, which algorithm is the best solution for that? Okay. And combination also we have seen, like security and privacy. You have to combine both machine learning as well as quantum inspired algorithm. Basics clear? So now we'll have a quiz on this. All simple questions are there. So whatever we discussed on that only these simple questions are there. Want to join? Please start. Classical algorithms influenced by the quantum principles. Okay, we have discussed this. So this is a comparison result of quantum annealing workflow. This is showing you the energy minimization, and this is the task scheduling. So how the tasks are going to be scheduled using the QAKA, and this is showing you wherever the tunneling is required that can be given, and the energy optimization, or you can say the minimization, is done using the algorithms, your quantum inspired algorithms. So now we see the advanced concepts on the quantum algorithms. Those what we have discussed, those are the basic concepts of quantum. These algorithms can be implemented in these areas, how it is going to solve the problem, and what are the applications. Now we see the advanced concepts on the quantum algorithms. So what advanced concepts you can provide so that your intelligent systems present inside the edge will become more intelligent. So the first algorithm can be used as the quantum approximate optimization algorithm. Its goal is to solve the combinatorial optimization problem using the energy minimization, and it is inspired by your variational principles in the quantum mechanics. And what is the core idea behind this? It is alternating between problem and mixing the Hamiltonians to evolve a system toward the optimal solution. So basically it is dealing with your optimization problems. How you will get minimization of energy and will optimize the combination of multiple states. So we have seen we are having three states, 0, 1 and superposition state. So how these three states are providing you the best solution while you are minimizing the energy. That is its goal. And mathematical foundations, it encodes the problem constraints. Example, we have seen the Max-Cut problem. It promotes the exploration of the solution space, apply alternating unitary transformations, and optimize the parameters to minimize the cost. So energy efficiency is basically using the combination of cost and the energy utilized. So both if you will combine, then you have to minimize that cost always as well as the utilization of the energy. Then only you can say that we got the energy minimization using this algorithm. And all these things, whatever you are saying, this promotes exploration of the solution space, apply alternating unitary transformation. For these things, you are having the functions present inside the QAOA algorithm. Multiple functions are present. When you go for the simulation part, you have to call those inbuilt functions inside the simulation platform, and we'll see how the energy minimization is done as well as the cost minimization is done there. So where you will apply these algorithms? Portfolio optimization, your graph based problems like Max-Cut and traveling salesman problem. So traveling salesman problem is your NP-hard problem. So those type of problems are going to be solved using the QAOA algorithms. Next advanced algorithm is your variational quantum Eisensolver. So it is providing you the ground state energy of a Hamiltonian circuit. Okay? And it is inspired by your Rayleigh-Green variational method in quantum mechanics. Mathematical foundation, it is using the wave function. All the wave functions it is utilizing to find out. So wave functions basics are implemented inside this algorithm. It will just call those functions and then it will try to minimize the energy consumption. And what are the applications? Quantum chemistry, your molecular energy, and material science to discover multiple materials, or you can say the new material discovery. Next is your quantum inspired annealing. Simulated annealing we had in the basic. In this advanced part, we are having the quantum inspired annealing. So its goal is to solve the optimization problems via energy landscape exploration, and it is inspired by your tunneling and annealing example. Algorithm steps are mentioned. It defines the objective function, then simulates the quantum tunneling behavior using Gaussian noise or non-local transition. Then it gradually reduces the quantum temperature. Application is your traffic routing and jobs of scheduling. So these are the two applications areas of your quantum inspired annealing. Next advanced algorithm is your tensor networks in quantum inspired algorithms. So it's basically your tensor decomposition methods in the quantum state representation, and it uses the singular value decomposition to truncate the high rank tensors. So basically your big data analytics problems, your quantum inspired machine learning problems, they are going to be solved using this tensor networks in quantum inspired algorithms. The name is the full tensor networks in quantum inspired algorithm. Next is your Grover's search algorithm. Basic, we have seen Grover's algorithm, that is the basic part of your quantum computing algorithms. Advanced part of Grover's algorithm is Grover's search algorithm. So here you are going for the amplitude amplification. So whenever your problem require efficiency in the amplitude amplification, then you will go for this Grover's search algorithm. And these are the steps mentioned. Basically all these steps are in mathematical formula. You have to just revoke those steps in your problem and then they are going to be done. So that's why I have written only the theoretical portion, what it does. Otherwise, if you write the mathematical concept behind that, then it will be very difficult to understand. Okay, so it modifies the weights of solutions probabilistically to approximate the Grover's quadratic speedup. And applications are search in unstructured database, combinatorial optimization. These are the research areas where you can apply the quantum inspired Grover search algorithm. Then this is quantum inspired neural network. It integrates the quantum principles like your unitary operation, entanglement in the classical deep learning. Algorithm steps are mentioned. You can check it out after the session. Applications are here: feature extraction in high dimensional data, speech and image recognition. And this is quantum inspired cryptography. All the cryptographic problems are going to be solved in this quantum inspired cryptography algorithm. And its application is secure communication in a post quantum world. How you are going to provide the communication after implementing, like your RSA algorithm, your PSA algorithm in the cryptography, they are providing security. But there is also a break present in those algorithms. So how the concept quantum inspired cryptography is providing or finding out as well as avoiding those breaks inside the RSA and DSA algorithm, that is basically the quantum inspired cryptography. Next is your evolutionary algorithms. All your genetic algorithms which are using the quantum principles, they will come under your quantum inspired evolutionary algorithms. So we have discussed genetic algorithms, like you will have your base space or initial population, then you will go for the modification of the genes, and then you will go for crossover, your mutation, all those things. So each step is going to be measured by the quantum inspired evolutionary algorithms. So basically your robotics optimization, your protein structure prediction, they are utilizing the quantum inspired evolutionary algorithms. And this is quantum inspired clustering and sampling. So here also you are having the high dimensional data clustering, Bayesian sampling. These things are implementing the quantum inspired algorithms. Quantum inspired adiabatic optimization. Here also you will go for the optimization in engineering and machine learning, hyperparameter tuning. Those will use these quantum algorithms. So now we are having a rough idea what are the areas and which kind of algorithms are suitable for those areas. When I started, I told you that we are having 3 to 4 drawbacks present in the AI. Those can be overcome using the quantum cannot say that all the quantum algorithms are applicable in all those areas. You are having specific algorithms related with specific areas. So now we have discussed what are the specific algorithms, they are dealing with which kind of areas. So accordingly you have to implement your algorithm and you will get the best solution for that. Now we are having also certain challenges present in the quantum inspired algorithm. So what are those challenges? Complexity of quantum principles in classical systems. Though it is providing you a simulation platform, there you can work and find out how the quantum machines can work, but it is having the complexity present inside there, like the implementation of superposition and entanglement, and then the approximation may dilute the advantage over traditional methods if you are implementing in a classical systems like this. Non-linear optimization overheads. So optimization of parameters in high dimensional spaces can become prohibitively expensive. Inaccurate modeling of quantum behavior. So if you are designing or your designing part is inaccurate, then you are going to get the solution space as not proper optimal, it will be suboptimal. Energy and memory consumption, it will take high energy as well as high memory.
I'm translating over doubt. Complexity of quantum principles in classical systems. एक number point. आ गया. Okay.
Next is your scalability challenges. Exponential growth in the problem size. So if your algorithm is tensor networks or Grover inspired search trouble, they are with scalability or large dataset graphs due to the computational bottlenecks. State representation is also one of the scalability challenges, representing the quantum states. So this we have already seen one example. Yes. How the states are mentioned. How you are providing these states. So if here number of states are 4, because we had only 4 nodes present, but if there are thousands of nodes present, how to provide the nodes in terms of these states, that translation is a scalability problem present. So if you do not have basic idea, or you can say the conversion idea, then it will be difficult to find out which state is having what kind of disadvantage present, or whenever the you can say the entanglement and the inference is happening between these states, then how the solutions are going to be affected, those things will be difficult in case of the classical implementation. That is your state representation. Next is your limited speed up on commodity hardware. So it shows minimal or no advantage when implemented on a general purpose classical hardware. And now come to the practical implementation challenges, because it is utilizing the GPUs and the TPUs. That's why it depends on particularly the hardwares. So it required to simulate the quantum-like behaviors effectively with low cost, because all those hardwares are basically high cost. Okay. Next is domain-specific customization. How you are going to utilize the perfect algorithm for the perfect problem. That knowledge we should have, otherwise it is ineffective. Algorithm selection and integration with the existing system. So existing softwares are there and workflows are there, how we can integrate with the classical one. So these are the practical implementation challenges of your quantum inspired algorithms. Now we'll go for the applications. In smart cities, in edge intelligence we have seen we are having 5 to 6 applications. Smart cities, industrial IoT, healthcare, agriculture, autonomous vehicle, retail management. So now we'll see all those areas, how we are going to provide the solution using the quantum inspired algorithms. So traffic management, basically it will go for the real-time traffic signal optimization, and routing algorithms inspired by your quantum tunneling to avoid the congestion. Energy management can be done in the smart grid load balancing, renewable energy production using the tensor networks, public safety and surveillance, quantum inspired clustering for anomaly detection, and waste management also, the waste collection routes using the quantum annealing. So these are the application areas of quantum computing in the smart cities. So this is a case study. Out of these 4 to 5 application areas, I have taken the one area, that is minimize the congestion in a city-wide traffic network. So what are the approaches can be? Traffic data, first we have to model as a graph. Once your weighted graph is ready, then you convert that graph into your nodes, like the max code we have seen, convert it to nodes and apply the quantum inspired annealing techniques to optimize the signal timings and the route allocation. So outcome is 30% reduction in the average travel time. It is already implemented. Improve the fuel efficiency and the lower emissions. So people have worked on these two-way algorithms to provide 30% reduction in the average travel time. Next is your healthcare. It is going for predictive diagnostics like your MRI scans, your quantum inspired neural networks for disease classification, drug discovery, hospital resource management also they are utilizing the quantum inspired algorithms. So one of the case study is here, improve the early diagnosis of cardiovascular diseases. So it is already implemented using the quantum annealing. So its outcome was 85% of the second one is the reduced processing time by 40%, and first one is patient data model as high dimensional tensors. So 85 tensors they have implemented to use the patient data. Next is your supply chain automation and predictive maintenance for energy efficiency in the industrial IoT they are utilizing. Also for robotics automation. This is also implemented, minimize the downtime in an industrial plant. So there are 20% reduction in the unplanned downtimes and increase machine efficiency by 15%. This paper is also available. Similarly, in the autonomous vehicles, the quantum inspired shortest path algorithms for real-time navigation, sensor data fusion, and the energy optimization, the battery uses optimization using the quantum inspired annealing. So these are the applications areas of quantum computing in autonomous vehicles. And this is also implemented in the autonomous vehicle to develop a real-time navigation system for autonomous fleets like your public transport management. So in public transport management, how the road network is represented as a graph, the quantum inspired walk algorithms used for finding the optimal paths for them. So this is providing 25% reduction in navigation time and improved energy efficiency by 10%. This is also implemented. Now what are the emerging technologies present? So we have seen the applications and what are the already implemented research works present in this. Now we'll see the emerging technologies, the hardware innovations. So you need to have your GPUs, TPUs and neuromorphic chips designed for specific tensor operations and quantum calculations. So energy hardware specialized for low latency quantum inspired processing is also required. Similarly, if you are going to implement in the edge computing, so quantum enhanced edge devices are required. So which is called your hybrid quantum classical devices. Similarly, if you go for the integration with AI and ML, then you need to have the quantum inspired neural networks, which is combining your unitary transformation, deep learning architectures, and this application will be in IoT for real-time anomaly detection and pattern recognition. Similarly, AI augmented optimization also can be the integration of AI ML with the quantum inspired algorithms. So these are the emerging technologies. Similarly, hybrid quantum classical systems. So here also gradual integration of two quantum computers in IoT workflows. development of multiple APIs and frameworks for interaction of classical as well as quantum inspired systems. Communication technologies, your 5G, 6G and quantum inspired routing. So last we have discussed the routing protocol. Similarly, if we go for the quantum inspired routing, how it is going to increase the chance of energy efficiency as well as the chance of decreasing the attacks. Next is secure communication via post-quantum cryptography, that is protecting IoT devices with quantum resistant cryptographic protocols. And these are the future research directions, your algorithm development, next generation optimization algorithms, dynamic quantum inspired models. So these are real-time adaptability for your fluctuating IoT conditions, like your traffic flow we have already seen, that is the major disadvantages. So there we can implement the quantum inspired algorithms. And if you go for the domain specific adaptation, your smart cities, your healthcare, your industrial IoT, your autonomous vehicles. So in bracket I have mentioned what are the areas you need to focus. Data management and privacy also, you can go for the efficient edge and data processing, federated learning with quantum inspired techniques. Now what are the challenges present for your future research? For scalability, representing a large IoT network in a quantum system requires high computational resources. That is one of the challenges. Then hardware limitations, because classical computers do not have the capability to implement the quantum inspired algorithm. So you go for the simulation platform, but then also you are having the scalability issue. Algorithm generalization, so it requires the specific domain specific tuning which limits their generalizability. Then integration complexity, security concerns. So in bracket all the specific areas, what are the problems present that are mentioned, you can read it. And these are the future trends: broader adoption of hybrid systems, collaborative research and development, expanding the use cases, education and the skill development in both quantum as well as your IoT edge intelligence. What we have discussed, we have a recap on that. Quantum inspired algorithms, its significance and the challenges, then application across multiple domains, all those domains we have discussed. Technological and research trends, what are the trends present, like integration of your GPUs and TPUs with the AI/ML techniques. Research directions is scalable optimization algorithms, domain specific quantum inspired applications, privacy preserving methods for your edge environments. And these are the key challenges: your scalability, your integration, your hardware constraints, algorithm generalization, security concerns. And how to overcome these challenges? Continued innovation in the edge hardware. So if you will make the device intelligent, then you need to know all the background algorithms present, how to implement those algorithms in the simple hardware, then deploy it and check how the operations are working. So that is the solution for all these problems present. Once you go for your work done through those edge devices and deploy in multiple areas, then it will be very clear how it is working, what are the disadvantages present and how you can overcome that. And these are the future outlook with transformative potentials, how it can be done. All the sub points are mentioned: reducing the latency, energy consumption, enabling the real-time decision making. Then growth areas are your wider adoption in domain, your new domains like agriculture, smart homes, defense, hybrid systems. And what are the actions? Building the domain specific solutions, training professionals, encouraging open source collaboration to advance this transformative field. Now this is the closing thought on quantum inspired algorithms. For the next frontier of IoT edge computing, by bridging the gap between classical and the quantum principles. So if we do not have the platform, we have to create small functions in the classical system so that the bridge can be overcome. Okay, so now if you have any doubt, you can ask. Basics we have just discussed. We didn't go for the mathematical implementation. Whatever the things, algorithms we have seen, all are mathematical. So it deals with the mathematical equations, how you are going to improve those in terms of your required parameters. Just me, I have given all the basics parts, where to implement, what are the algorithms present, what are the areas you can dive into. So all these things you can take as a basic platform of quantum computing in the edge intelligence, and then you can go for your own research. Simulation platforms also, I have mentioned all the simulation platforms, which algorithms can be implemented in which platform. That also you can check it out for your programming. Any questions regarding the applications?
Is it not feasible right now with existing hardwares?
That simulation platform you can go for. They are providing actually the quantum hardware background, and there you can implement. So these simulation platforms are provided in the classical systems, and those are having the quantum hardware, they are going to implement. But normal people, they will go for the simulation platforms. Like research also people are doing using the simulation platform, if quantum is not feasible for them, quantum hardwares. So can we have another quiz? Sir, slides are available here in this desktop. It's only 1 second.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of all the participants and the organizing team, it is my honor to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks to Dr.